Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the wacky, wild, wonderful world of Fight Companions. Guys, we're trying to do this gaming thing. We are hardcore gamers, but it's just not bringing in the viewers. It's not doing it. So
Gloucester
we're
has
here to do
joined.
Gloss Dog. What up, bro? Hey, I'm introducing the show, but hang on one second, and I'll intro you, bro. We
We're
are
hold
trying to
on,
get
well, no,
that
hold on,
bag.
hold on, hold on, hold on. We're actually recording a video in here. Well, he likes to know if we're going to be live or recording videos. So I'm warning him
Yeah,
that we're
don't
actually
incriminate
recording right
yourself.
now.
Gloucester has left.
So he left.
He was just dying to tell us about like a crime that he was like in the process of committing. uh, oh my god, that would be so terrible. Anyway, we're trying to get that bag, dog. We're coming up. Better watch out. We coming up. So tonight we're doing a fight companion to the UFC where we're not going to show you the footage or the audio, and I'm actually not watching it all for reasons, but we'll we will give updates. And right now it's what is it? Banana Shorts, SpongeBob Banana Shorts versus High Top Fade, light skin High Top Fade. Is that who's fighting right now?
No, they're on a
It doesn't.
commercial for the 15th Insidious movie.
I was gonna. I'm always curious to what commercials come up during certain things because with the algorithms and everything, it's like the commercials say something about the viewer. Like we feel like you need this. Like when I was studying the manosphere, a lot of things for divorce paperwork came up. um at my uh place of work, we use Fire Sticks, and so we use different people's account. One of them is a more senior citizen, and so he gets lots of life alerts, lots of you should have a wrist bracelet, have you checked your pulse in the last 70 days. I get a lot of dick pills apparently. I don't know if it's because I'm just fapping too much. It thinks I have erectile. I have absolutely no problem getting my soldiers at attention. We're prepared to march down the Strait of Hormuz and grab that Rocky and Bullwinkle by the horns and make a baby. Uh, Agra, is
No,
there
so
any like
far, so far it's been the Army, a commercial for the Army, a commercial for Mountain Dew, a commercial for sports betting, and one, I don't know. It's now it just says Paramount Plus commercial in progress. So it's just a commercial for a commercial.
all right, well, but that is a theme because those are all loser themed. I mean, I love Mountain Dew, but it's like if you drink Mountain Dew, you like if you are a Mountain Dew head, not like if you get it once in a while, who gives a fuck? But if you're a Mountain Dew head, particularly if you're like cutting out box tops so you can scan them for Halo skins, you're a fucking loser. And the army needs cannon fodder. They need bodies that are disposable. And they need gamers because so much of what we do now is just fucking drones, which is, Xbox with with consequences. Um,
Are we going to become air traffic controllers? Have you seen that? If they're
it could
hiring
happen.
gamers for that, maybe we could all get a job at an airport.
The job force is becoming augmented. Like when we were playing the gas station game, I was saying like this is in the future, you will get a ping like, hey, do you want to work today? And you'll have some options. You'll click on one, you show up, you'll scan a QR code, and you won't work for one business. It'll be whatever business needs a need. You can go fill in there that day, and they'll teach you the skills, in a 15-minute video. Um, that's kind of like the positive stoner side of it, but the negative, like literally, there are literal buildings. There's one in London, made by the Bloomberg Group, where the entire building scans its employees and it keeps track of your heart rate, and they're doing their best to monitor your thoughts, and it like generates AI reports based on your thoughts. And like you can get written up for having like a sexy fantasy about a coworker because it's inappropriate. And that's like the dystopian Orwellian future where we're all monitored to death. I don't know how well that'll work. Just based on like I've worked at a lot of major corporations, and major corporations have two staffs. They have the people that are their staff that work for them, and then there's the people that do the labor, which is day laborers and migrants. And it's almost like a plantation where like the real staff monitors the migrant staff, and the migrant staff is paid nothing but given, easily trainable, easily replaceable jobs. And I don't know. I don't think the migrant staff's going to go for it. I think they're going to turn up too much. I don't want to get racial in any way, shape, or form, but I have noticed some differences between different kinds of uh, migrant staffs. Hispanics, very, very hardworking, and also very lazy. Um, they often have three jobs, and so look for any opportunity to catch a nap or a break. Um, Black staff members, they have been a problem because of marijuana smoke, fighting, and sexual harassment. Uh, but this is the day labor. This is people showing up for work. And to my knowledge, there is no white uh, day labor population, even amongst immigrants. You might think like, oh, there's like a big Serbian population over here, and they all do that. But a lot of these other groups, like Russians, like they'll be set up at trucking companies where it's like they have a temporary citizenship and they're set up with a job driving a truck where they make a decent living wage, and their job is to procreate and make family here in the good old US of A. Seems like it's a common thing for Europeans.
I've seen a bunch of videos lately for some reason, like Latin, I guess, the laborers, and they're just showing their lunches that they make, and they make intricate, like people are grilling steaks. Like there's entire. It's amazing to me what
Dude,
these people eat.
I love the Hispanic community because they take care of each other. They have a
Yeah, they
communal
do.
attitude. Yeah, so like lunchtime, it's not like everybody brings it's like a potluck. And so,
Yeah.
I was I was down. I was a white day laborer, so I worked with the Hispanics, and they'd be like, "Hey, yeah, hey Fappy, hey bro." And they would invite me over to like, the taco table and the burritos. It was fucking I thanked God for them every day. I've had so many real tamales that had bones in them. I love my Hispanic community.
Yeah, I like watching the videos. I don't know how. I just saw one. I don't know how I saw it. I think it just like popped up after our next video, and then now I see them all the time. But yeah, it's just like that. There's just tons of good food. I'm like, how do you go back to work after that?
I got a tamale one time and I didn't know what I was doing, so I started biting to the corn husk or whatever it is around it.
Just eat through the
Is it
And I
corn. Yeah.
realized that that's
three,
just,
three levels of wrapper?
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I did the same thing, but
I never ate one
I'm like,
again.
where are they getting all these fucking corn husks from? Oh, they're delicious, dog. Dude. Super taquitos.
You ate the
Oh,
wrapper and the
somebody's
stickers and
pulling into my
everything?
studio. Oh, I'm being romanced right now. I don't know if you can hear it. Oh, oh,
Just
somebody's putting some
someone.
gospel on it. You guys want a praise report? You guys want to talk about God for a second?
Sure.
So I know, Ross, you're like, Ian, when you talk about the mysteries, we don't watch that. We're just lost. Like you guys don't know anything about the occult or fucking God or anything. Which is learn. I don't know. I'm not stopping you. Go.
No,
Get a fucking Gideon
actually,
Bible and start
you
there.
mentioned last week, hey, you guys should watch this so you know what I'm talking about. I did watch it, and it was nothing but ad reads, but I still sped through it, and you never talked about it one time. So I'll never fall for that again. You working for the Mystery Boys at this point.
And Kurt Metzger turns out a lot of content. When he's not making his podcast or the Mystery Boys, he's a guest on three other podcasts. He's a regular on Danny Jones and Jimmy Dore and whoever will have him. Whoever's willing to buy the White Claw. Maybe that's what we got to do. We just gotta send Kurt some White Claws and a handwritten note like, hey. You want some more of this? We can make this a 5 White Claw night. Um, so praise report, I like to praise the true and living God. Um, I don't pray much. Or when I do pray, it's generally a prayer of gratitude. I pray before I eat, and I give thanks, and I don't ask. I don't like to have frivolous prayers. It's not like a Christmas list to me. But I got to get my uh, brake pads replaced in my car. Take care of that tomorrow. Praise report. But in the meantime, I was driving my wife's car, and I get home very late, and sometimes I have a parking space, but most of the time I'm parking a block and a half away because that's just Chicago for you. So I'm driving my wife's car. She gets up very early for work, and I say, "Hey, God, I know this is frivolous. I know, but this is my wife's car. She gets up early. Please, could you please bless me with a close parking spot, and I will be goddamn if for the first time in like 3 months I didn't have a parking spot right outside of my door when I got home." And so I don't know how to tell you this, but God is real, and I know it's the stupidest reason in the world to tell you, but I literally like just sat there just like thanking God for like five. I was like, I can't believe this has happened. Thank you. So yeah, that's the truth
And
about the
it,
good
it
and living
turns
God.
out it was actually the devil. It was all the occult shit you're talking about, and the devil's like, he never thanks me, and I always give him parking spots, and
He's always hooking me up with shit. I
yeah.
get hooked up a lot. Like everywhere I go, it's like Fight Club. Like a guy winks at me and like gives me extra, just because I know everybody and I'm nice to everybody. Um, but I've been watching an anime lately called Jobless Reincarnation. Um, it's actually called Mishimushu Hakukukutukutaka Jobless Reincarnation. I can't pronounce the Japanese part of it. But it's about a guy who's an incel, and he dies, gets murked, and then he reincarnates in this fantasy world where he is a pervert. He just is obsessed with titties and boobs and panties, but he also is the most powerful magician in the entire fantasy world. And he is prone to having encounters with this uh, non-corporeal voice that will speak to him, and it'll tell him about big events coming in his life. Now, I in real life have the exact same experience a lot, um, but this character in the show, this voice, it seems to be helping him, but really, it's trying to throw him off of the path. It's trying to prevent him from getting pussy. It's trying to cock block him because it knows if it fucks this particular mage, his ancestors are going to come whip this entity's ass. So his entire life, it seems like he's helping him, but he's really just slightly trying to guide him off course the entire time. And watching this has made me question my relationship with my daemon in the voice they called.
Who who makes this shit? Like it used to be like years ago. Like I never really watched anime or anything like that, but I've seen like what's that one? Inuyasha or something
Inuyasha?
like that. Yeah, it used to be on Adult Swim or something. That's where I saw it. And
I love it.
he had like fox ears, but he was a samurai and fought people. And now there's animes about incels. Like his histories was he couldn't get any pussy, and now he's a fucking super mage.
It it's not like I'm just being like colloquial or reductive and calling him an incel. Like he has manga action figure the character does. And when he gets in the fantasy world, he learns how to manipulate matter and he starts making anime hentai action figures and becomes very famous for doing so. But he's literally like a pervert who watches anime. But Inuyasha, in most anime is about the Oni and the demon spirit realm. And so in Eastern culture, or is it Eastern? Well, Japanese culture, they acknowledge there's this fifth dimension that is filled with entities, non-human entities that are interacting with our world. And they're deep into the fucking occult. Like they investigate our occult and put it into their anime, and they're trying to make sense of their own interactions with the spirit realm. I don't feel like Westerners are trying to make hide nor hair of it. They're happy with like the Jesus answer. They're like Jesus or doesn't exist. They're happy with science. Jesus or science. And they've washed their hands of it. They don't acknowledge it. Like something weird happens and they walk by with their nose up like it didn't happen. They're like, yeah, probably just tired. Anyway,
Quick
the
quick
Japanese
fight update. Quick fight update. Round hair and black are fighting right now. And they're doing
okay,
kicks and
so
punches.
Yeah,
just
did you see that
I
touch a
got you.
second ago? Wow, what a touch. Go ahead.
he's getting touched right now. Just being from the streets, my money is immediately going to go on black. Is black guy 2 to 3 times the size of white guy?
You mean black skin or black shorts? Trick question. Continue.
Same guy. No, they're
It's
the
a black
same
dude in
size,
white
but
shorts and a white dude in black shorts.
they're the same size, like height wise. But black has like longer legs or something. There's something magical about him. He's magical black, and then the other guy has a really round head,
Yeah, he's
like a
named
grapefruit.
he's named after that character from the Black movie where the athlete gets shot from the clock tower from the racist. What was that called? Higher Learning.
Oh yeah.
Abdul
Coolio?
Malik.
Speaking of which,
Living in
Remy
this
has
gangster
lost his
paradise.
goddamn mind. Remy is all over social media,
No.
and he has lost his fucking mind.
Oh yeah.
Gambit?
Michael
What did Remy
Rappaport,
do?
yeah, he's fucking.
Oh,
He's
Oh
just
yeah, I forgot
fucking.
that was him.
He
He lost his mind. He
he's just
became
fucking
like
lost his mind.
he was just like the fill-in white guy. He became the token white guy. There never was a token white guy.
well, the thing is, he's not actually white. He's
Well, of
Jewish.
course.
He's a plant.
Yeah.
And so he's currently malfunctioning because it's like his prime directive is to drive pro-Israel liberal stuff. But right now, being liberal and like caring about human life is conflicting with the actions of Israel, and it's causing him to just like shoot sparks out of his mouth. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know where to stand. He's worried that he's
He became Oprah,
gonna
white male
explode any
Oprah.
minute.
It's for the people, yo.
Um,
He's the newer MC Search. Remember that guy? Oh, a lot of touching
Yeah,
going on
I
here.
know.
Whoa, he's touching him.
Third base.
Oh, he just touched him in
Is
the
he pawing
face.
at him?
Third base.
So I've been in a lot of real fights. Only one in recently. And I can tell you as someone that when I get in fights, like, I'm not trained. I'm just large
You just
and mean.
touch. You just touch
Um,
anywhere.
I just touch on them. But a couple things about being in a fight from my perspective as someone who's not trained, but I fight people. Um, Putting your hands up feels gay as shit. When someone's squaring up with you, holding your little paws up and acting like you're about to be in a real fight feels fucking gay as shit. Um, I watch a lot of street fight videos and I notice that they always put their elbows up where their ears are. And I don't know if that's like a prison style. I asked one of my black friends that I was like, why the fuck do they fight like that? Like that doesn't make any sense from any of they just don't know how to fight. That's why they fight. That's why they do it. They do it because it's like a cobra putting up its hood. They just make themselves look as large and intimidating as
Well,
possible.
it's like putting your gun sideways. There's no point of doing that unless you happen to be diving
Yeah, it's just
sideways.
stupid. The other thing, it's very common, like once people lose, they have a tough time recovering. Very few people recover. And so in my experience, if somebody hurts me and I have to face off with them again, my body has like an instinctual response to it of like a fear that I have to overcome in the moment that I don't have when I'm just facing a new opponent. Um, so I wonder if these fighters, obviously they fight all the time, but I wonder if it transfers. Like, do they only feel that fear when when they face the person that beat them, or is it like once you've been taken down once, does it kind of put that fear in your heart where every time you're squaring up, you got to like overcome that and then power through? until you reach your dominant place and fucking break their fucking jaw in half.
I think most of them are putting headed R words, so they probably just think about like trains or some shit in the middle of a fight. I don't know if they feel fear. They're just
There was a,
I go punch now.
Yeah, it's not
I
like
go
they sit
touch.
around just
I
watching
touch.
TV for a year and then come out and fight. Like, they're getting their shit beat out of them more than they do in a fight a lot of times on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Ask our friend Lewis. He knows. Shout out.
there was a A24 film starring The Rock. I don't know if anybody remembers the name of it. I certainly
Yeah,
don't.
smashing machine.
Smashing Machine. I really like and understand when he said like he's like it's not that I want to put the fear of God in them. Like when he's smashing them, he wants to continue smashing them until they are so thoroughly beaten that that yellow feeling will never leave them. Um, because honestly, just truthfully, it's like unless you're gonna kill someone, the fight isn't over. The fight only ends once all of your enemies are dead, realistically. But we live in a woman's world, and that's not a popular option. You know, a lot of consequences for doing that to people. But I do understand that feeling of like, I wonder how it is in the UFC, because in the UFC it's like, you know, you're beating someone until the referee says no, but it's like as you're beating them, I wonder if there's like you never hear them like screaming at the other guy or like monologuing at them, but I wonder if there is that sense of like I just want to beat the fucking fear of God into you so that you understand that you're a worm and you never stand straight again. You ever see anyone do that? Anybody ever just like punch someone and scream into their fucking soul at the same time? You ever see that?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely in fights, and then like on that show they used to. I don't know if they still do it. They used to do the Ultimate Fighter show. There was a lot of that going on. The dude that movie is based on really was like that. Like he was a very polite and nice person, but he wanted to. If you got in a ring with him, he wanted to turn your face into a cereal bowl.
Well, it there was like a Superman cartoon because I'm gay. Uh, and I put banana peels in my butt, my rectum. But it's like
Oh shit!
Superman
Now
was
we're not
fighting.
recording anymore.
Oh, we lost it.
Because no, you said banana peels, and that automatically makes it go
Oh,
Oh,
away.
man.
But I just said it again, so we're back. We're back. So
all right. We're back, guys. Sorry, we had a bathroom break.
We're back. In case you missed it,
You know,
these two
Mystery
are still
Boys,
touching each other. A lot of touching going on.
yeah,
He's spread eagle.
Mystery Boys, a lot of bathroom breaks, a lot of a lot of weak prostates over in that podcast. Uh, I'm not starting beef just because Duncan dressed up like a cartoon squirrel. I'm just saying a lot of light prostates, a lot of
Hold on,
prostates getting
Kerp. I
touched.
gotta do the
Oh,
manscape read.
I gotta get the White Claw out of me. Why don't they get sponsored by White Claw? What the fuck? Why are you taking these bitch ass, gay ass ad reads? Um,
Take what
so
you get.
Superman, he's fighting this guy, and he's kind of smirking, and the guy is like, "What?" And he's like, "You don't understand. Like, whenever I fight someone, I have to hold back. I have to treat this world like it's made out of paper because I literally could just destroy everything with my slightest touch." And he's like, "With you, finally, I get to let go." And I would imagine, like, for myself, uh, once it has gotten to that point where it's like consequences are coming, the fight, I've won. I'm just gonna let go. You know what I'm saying? It's like I there has to be that feeling of like I'm just gonna fucking let go for once and just let my full fury unleash upon Earth. Um, I think Tyson's probably like that. Uh, Smashing Machine was like that. But I don't know. I feel like a lot of these guys they're all like disciplined and like okay, the judge has thrown up his hand, so I'll take my ponytail that's tied up behind my hair and I'll go get my latte now and then I'll go ice my wounds. Have a
It's
soak in an
it's
ice
a
bath
little
and
it's a little bit of
line up my
everything.
chakras.
It's all of that. There's all different types of people. There's people that are banned from the UFC for punching a guy after they lost.
yeah.
There's rule changes because of
I think
people not letting go of submissions. There's But ultimately, it's the ref's job to stop, and they're trained to not stop until the ref stops it. So some of them just stick to that. If you have that mentality, you've been training for years, you just keep going till you feel someone pull you
I
off.
Yeah,
think
you'll see some of them. Like I've seen some fights where they're punching on them and the dude's obviously out, and they'll look at the ref like,
Yeah.
"Are you gonna stop this?" And they'll just go back to punching them
Some of them do
until the ref
walk-offs
says
where
it's
they
over.
don't even let the ref do it. They just walk away. And eventually the ref steps in and is like, yeah, I guess he is out. You
big
win.
diva. They do a little Fortnite dance.
Yep.
uh, I
Sometimes they
think it's
shoot
a
the
failing of
three-pointer. They do
society.
the sidestep three-pointer.
Update:
We
Round hair just beat black. He just tapped black out.
And speaking of women, Ian, there's
that's
a women's
that's
championship coming up.
unsettling.
Women that
You
would
would
beat the
think
shit out of us.
like, oh, the women are 1,000 times more vicious than the men. Like their fights are like 100 blows, whereas the men it's a little bit more strategic, and they're like, when they have their opportunity, they go in. But the women they
It's
just
more
go at it
sexual
like
for women.
fucking the juggernaut.
There's a sexual energy to it with the women because a lot of them are lesbians. Most
Yeah,
of the
they bite
dudes,
each other's
Jonah,
when a
labias.
dude grabs another dude behind the back and tries to take him down, he's probably not thinking even for a split second about humping his ass. But the females, they
But
can't
he is
control
hard.
themselves. Yeah, he is hard, but just because of the atmosphere,
But it's
and it helps take him down.
It's
Dick
just
hard.
strategic boner.
It helps keep him in place. You get that
It
hard
helps
right between the
intimidate.
butt cheeks. He can't move left or right. Lock him down.
I would totally do that. I'd be like, you feel that large thing sliding between your butt cheeks? It's my cockway.
Ian, I'll send you
um,
a clip. My favorite thing is from like Ultimate Fighter. I don't remember which one's like one of the early seasons, I think, or something. I don't
and,
remember.
and,
But
and then a
this
rape.
dude, this
He's got a
this
little
dude,
blanket
like
over him.
a lot of them are kind of like a little touched to the head. There's this one dude, I can't remember his name, but he was drunk and he's just like wanting to start fights with people, and
I'm
he just
Candyman.
ultimately ultimately he started crying, and he's just telling his friend, he's like, I want to bang, just let me bang, bro. And his buddy's like, I'm gonna let you bang, I let you bang all the time. He's like, just let me bang again. He's like, I'm gonna let you bang again. And it's just the
Let me
dumbest
bang,
thing, but
bro.
it's my favorite. Let me bang,
A lot
bro.
of a lot of people hit a heightened emotional state when they're like speaking their truth for the first time. Like it breaks them. Like, be honest. I was saying it's kind of a failing of society that we don't talk enough about different kinds of like personality types. Like we like to pretend everybody's a individual, even though every part of society is about programming and manipulating people. And we know that there are psychological differences and developmental differences, and it would be useful to the average person navigating the world to have a heightened understanding of, oh, this person I'm talking to might not be developmentally uh, he may not have hit the emotional milestones to understand the words that I'm saying, and I should grant him a bit of grace and back off with my hands up because he's uh, violent and stupid. I had like 5 different thoughts come up all at once, and that was the most important one, so I went back to it. I circled back around. You guys been watching the Mystery Boys?
No. How are you going to stand there with your sponsor's Monster Energy can when you lost? You don't get to fucking... They don't want you holding their can. That's crazy.
That's well, I mean, any sponsorship is good, but
But like when they're
there's
raising the hand of
insane
the
money.
winner and you're the loser, you shouldn't be standing there holding up a Monster Energy can. Like, you lost. You lost, fool.
You didn't let the monster out.
That's just weird.
You should go get a Red
Unless
Bull.
he's holding it for the
You should get a
winner. I guess
bonus
that's
if when
nice.
you lose, he gives it to him as like a consolate as
Hold
a
this.
trophy. Hey man, I feel like you deserve this more than me.
I gotta
Take my
raise my
sponsorship as
hand.
well.
I gotta raise my hand because of that whole winning
But
thing. You mind holding this for me?
You pass the sponsorship along.
I give
Here,
you,
man.
I give you $1 outside from it. Okay,
The
that's
monster
$1 is
baton.
$1. Now we all winners.
I took the fight, I take the monster, and I take his virginity too. I fuck him in the ass and make him humble.
I did not lose. I actually won.
The way Lewis
I win.
explained it to me, all of these various companies have enormous marketing budgets where they can dump millions of dollars into things. And anybody who is taking a sponsorship where people need to use your promotional code is a fucking sucker and a busta because you're getting, fractions of pennies, whereas you could just be getting a bag up front. They have the money to give you. They're just Israeling you down. It's disappointing to see the Mystery Boys take the most basic bitch. It probably comes with the YMH package. Like, hey guys, glad you signed your contract. So we're going to be doing a weekly show, and here's your sponsors. And then they slide over a little dossier. Oh my God, Kurt, we got better help! Yay! Anyway,
Pretty much.
Duncan dressed up as a cartoon squirrel this week, and I took offense.
Thieves.
Yeah,
You're
I did see
thieves.
that. Oh, there's little guy. I haven't seen him at the UFC in a while.
Little man, who's he fighting? Who's little
I
man
forget. No,
fighting?
he's not fighting anybody. He's like a little Serbian
He just
midget guy that they like to throw around and like hang out with and shit. But he looks like a tiny little kid, but he's like 22 or
Yeah.
something like that at this point, like 25. I don't know. But I forget his
Oh
name.
no,
But
he's
He's
like
like Dana
people use him
White's
in
mini
memes a
he's like
me.
lot.
60.
Yeah.
When I used to hang out at the Comedy Store, a lot of those guys would show up, like fucking the guy that was uh Austin Powers, whatever the fuck his name was. Um, they're tiny, man. There was one guy, he looked like a baby, but he was a living grown man, and he had a bad bitch with him. Like his handler was like a full grown slutty hoe. They picked him up and put drinks in his mouth.
You just missed the ad on the screen, Ian. It's the chick in the championship fight coming up. She had a T-bone steak and she took a big bite of it while standing next to a tire. I don't even know what the promotion was. Steak and tires.
You should be able to, or don't eat dry tired steak. I don't know. Who's it?
Figure it out.
Just speaking of meat in general, I eat quite a bit of fast food, more than I should. And McDonald's should be out of business. They no longer have a right to exist as a company. It's just fucking horrendous. Every fucking company is significantly better, not a little bit better, significantly better than any product they have on their fucking menu. The only thing they have going for them is their fucking cancer fries, sprayed down with forever pesticides to, fill your fill your gut with cancers. By the way, I've cured cancer. Um, you guys down for? So this is according to Twitter. My Twitter. You can take it for what it's worth.
Well,
Maybe
don't
it's a
give
beat
away
on
the recipe.
society. We got an ad read to do first. Hey guys, No Pants Gang. We've got
No,
the cure
don't
for
give
cancer.
away
But
the
coming up
recipe
first.
to your cancer antidote. Talk about it, but just don't give it away
Because
yet.
I'll
You gotta
get
patent that
I'll
shit.
get killed by
Yeah.
big pharma.
You just drink a lot of
So
water, it
cancer
turns out.
and autoimmune diseases, they're not diseases in terms of like a foreign entity is in your body trying to kill you. It's your own body has turned against you. Like cancer is cells that have continued to replicate when they should have died, but it's not a disease. That's why it's so hard to like nail down.
Civil
And same
War.
with autoimmune diseases, is like your own immune system has turned against you and it doesn't know the difference between you and not you, so it's just killing you. And according to Twitter, I'm just throwing this out there, um, African killer bee venom. Apparently, In high enough doses, it shocks your system into like a full reboot where it locks back online and then stops producing cancer and autoimmune responses. Now, that's just according to Twitter. I'm not a doctor. I am not a judge or an astronaut. I am a humble cartoon squirrel that has met God. So just based on that, I'm just letting you know, maybe go online, order a couple African killer bees. Maybe if you got a tumor, if you got something growing out, just every once in a while, just you know, stick it with a bee. Just
And that's
shock your
not
immune
and
system.
that's not just from a poster, right? That's from the actual entity known as Twitter. Like the
There
machine
are
put that out.
full, those things where it's like they meet in the lobby of like a La Quinta Inn. I
La
don't know,
Quinta.
gatherings. That they're full La Quinta Inn gatherings where people get together and they discuss the wonders of African killer bee venom. There are
Oh
miracle
yeah.
cases
Convention
according to the
center
people.
events
I'm
and
just
shit.
repeating.
Absolutely.
And they're being brave. They're not hucksters. They're not uh Oki. Damn, I used to watch this YouTuber named Oki. God damn it, I can't think of his name. Anyway, he made documentaries. I tried getting him on the show, and then he listened to our show, and he was like, "Yeah, no." he was he was a little scared off by the intensity of it all.
Makes sense.
Um, but yeah, that's what they don't want you to know. That's what, as 6 or 7 uncle know. They don't want you to know. A lot of people know, but they don't want you to know that you just got to get some African bees. You got to get a little hive in your, like, plant it in the corner of your room, and then go up and just fucking whack the shit out of it as a stick, and it's gonna hurt, and you're gonna swell up. But goddamn, if you're not gonna be cured from cancer if you survive. If you make it through African Killer Bee, you're golden. You're fine. You're gonna make it.
So you're saying people should only do this if they have cancer already, or should people be prepping for this?
What's that shit you get from tick bites?
Lyme disease?
Yeah, this should be curing Lyme disease. Ren got that. We need little British ass Ren. People, I need all the. Listen, my wife loves Ren to an unhealthy extent, and I hate him just because of her affection for him. I'm jealous.
Yeah, catch like
But
them
if you
too.
care about fucking all these hoes, and that you're a
Women.
British puffer,
Fucking
some
ugh.
some street sweeper. Ugh, yeah. But if you care about Ren,
Vaginas,
hey,
am I right?
catch.
Ugh. Ugh.
Ugh. If all you soft middle-aged women care about 20-year-old sexy boy Ren, start sending him African killer bees in the mail. Just buy them on Amazon and put them in envelopes and send them to Ren PO Box. He runs treatment centers. Like, he is funding treatment centers for what does he have again? Leukemia?
Yeah.
Homosexuality?
Lyme
What is
disease.
he? Lyme disease, yeah. Lyme disease. If you're trying to clean the slate on Lyme disease, find a Lyme disease center near you and send them African killer bees, P.O. Box, and just tell them you're giving them the cure. Like, you just did it to help. And
Oh, you want to send me
they're
bees,
gonna be mad at
bitch?
first, but once people start getting cured, I feel like that narrative is gonna turn around.
He thinks he's
Uh,
opening fan mail. And it's just he opens up the box and it's just a cloud of bees that attacks his face.
Out of love,
it's a
it's
glitter
fan
bomb
bees.
with bees.
He thinks the glitter cleared him.
Glitter.
Why I can't pronounce words. The glitter.
That's a Kenny slip.
Um. So
Eat this
I'm in my
pussy.
remote studio right now. I'm gonna mute for a minute so I can go refresh my White Claw.
Alright, it's a
So talk
commercial
amongst
break
yourselves.
anyway. You're good.
Beep 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 beep.
A lot of commercials. I think if you watch it on Fight Pass, I guess you actually hear the rest of their nonsense, but whatever. It's too late. I'm
I've
here
seen
right
the
now.
screen. I think
That's all
I've
I've
seen the
seen.
screen more than I've seen like the actual fights. Yeah.
I thought during the prelims maybe it's because it was on TV too, And then once they once they announced it was live, I figured, okay, they'll stop it at that point. But no, which is weird because I don't know, like, are they trying to annoy people into then paying for Fight Pass? Because
Probably.
I guess it seems like a mean thing to do to your customers that are actually paying for one of your services.
They don't care. TKO owns UFC and they own WWE, and they do this shit. They'll have commercial breaks in the middle of like a wrestling match. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's what that one was when
and
she
like
chewed the steak and there was a tire next to her. It was just like half the screen was a commercial, but the show was still in
and they
the
don't give a
box.
fuck so much. They don't give a shit so much that they will stop the wrestling match for the TV crowd, and the people at the like in the live attendance are just watching two wrestlers who are just fake beating each other up, stand in their corners or whatever, and wait for the commercials to be done and go back to being whatever they're doing. They're like, who gives a shit? We already have your money. All right, we got
At least it's not like a hockey event. A hockey event's just some one corny ass contest after another. All right, we got a 30-second break. Let's see who can throw a puck in the air as high as they can. Come on, kids. Come on out here. Fuck. It's just an offsides. We don't need a fucking game break.
or the NBA finals where it's just constant dance offs.
How much fucking do you have to grab people's attention with anything other than the actual thing they should be watching? Taylor Swift's here, guys. Oh, cool. I guess I'll watch. Taylor Swift somewhere, you know. It's weird. Weird stuff.
Oh shit.
Oh, it's
new black versus new banana shorts.
I think it's Dono Rawlings, or what's his name from Chappelle's Show.
Yeah. That dude's crashed out fucking hard over the last few years too.
I'm not back, but I wanted to
look
throw
at the
out a
waste of
for you.
money just in this scenario. Look how many people are standing around just for this weigh-in. They're all getting paid. Everyone's face you see in that shot. He's getting paid to just stand there,
you know what?
and check out this guy's shorts and stuff. I'll look at his legs. You stare at his ass.
What I've learned working a square job for the last 8.5 centuries or decades, I'm being real quiet and subtle right now, is that all jobs are bullshit, and
Subway
90 it's going to be rough when they start scanning people as they're working, because they're going to realize like 90% of the quote unquote work that's being done is people standing around doing fucking nothing. And the more absurd and stupid and useless your job is, the more money you somehow seem to make. So let me ask you guys this real quick before I mute for a second. It's come to my attention that it is the 250th anniversary of America. Fuck yeah. You guys seen about this? Read about this? You
I think
familiar
you
with this
mean
country?
I think you mean white America.
White America, as Eminem would call it.
I'm surprised you're just not bringing this up. Like they didn't talk about it all 4th of July.
They were busy talking about how the Strait of Hormuz and gas prices.
This recording was shot in January of 2025.
Before I mute, what I postulate, what I'd like an answer for, and to the best of your ability. So we're 250 years old, right? So we come over on a boat, and we just have, it's like Minecraft. There's just the world ahead of us.
Who's this?
Nothing is crafted. My ancestors,
You got a frog
the people
in your
that
pocket?
built the heroes,
Not my ancestors.
the heroes and the legends, the people that created freedom, Ross.
Yeah, the murderers.
Yeah. our
The
forefathers.
genocidal murderers
Don't.
that still
This
do
is
the
not
same thing today to other people in other countries. Yeah, those people.
what. What is the point of doing a fight companion? What are we, the woke fight companion?
Well,
We're trying to
hey,
get
I'm
into
not
the
going to
Rogan
say the
sphere.
J
So
word,
just
so
put
it makes
your
it hard
liberal
to debate
education in your
this, you know?
pocket.
Certain things they allow me to say and not say. So it's really their fault.
Tell me about it.
I
So what
can't
I'm
say anything good or
about
bad
is
about
like,
the
so
J words, but I can say free Gaza. That's all I can say.
the new X-Men movie, you know, in the past, Magneto came from the Holocaust, and that was like recent history. But now quite a bit of time has gone by. So now he's no longer from the Holocaust because then he would have to be 80 years old. And people are freaking out about it on Twitter. And I said, well, maybe they just made him a Palestinian. Maybe he just came from a Palestinian Holocaust. That's why he's mistrustful. But of course, nobody in Hollywood will have the balls to write that story.
You just said
So
the P
America,
word.
uh, Pizzagate.
No.
uh,
You're
and
not allowed to
anyway,
name countries
um,
that don't actually exist. Get us taken down.
listen, all I want to do is talk about the birth of freedom and the importance of our nation. Okay, that's what I'm getting at. You're delaying me muting myself and getting and skedaddling out of here so that I can pack a freedom bowl and have a freedom smoke. Um, 250 years on this island, right? So Rome was 500 years old, massive resources. How in the living fuck did they not have bicycles, computers, school systems? Like, what is it about our country that in 250 years we went through this massive industrial revolution, technological revolution? These other countries had the same resources, the same minds, like the humans had the same capability, maybe even better because they didn't have fluoride in their water. They were all magically psychic and nipple kissed each other. How is it this last 250 years has seen such a massive increase in progress, which seems to be almost entirely due to America, according to my chauvinism, to my Western chauvinism and Gavin McGinnis? What, why is it that that happened? Was it Ben Franklin? Like what? All right, I'm gonna mute myself. Explain history to me.
It's because secrets can't be kept forever. None of this technology and luxuries are things that we were supposed to have our hands on, but secrets don't last forever, so you can't stop it from flowing to the people. And that's what happened. People had a gap in time where they could be free and not listen to a ruler because he was so far away, and that gap created that. And a lot of genocide and slavery, it's
So
really,
you're
you can
saying
really grow a
literally.
business if you make people work for free. It's genius. I'm sure a lot of companies still wish they could do that. It's genius.
Is it like Rome didn't have capitalism, they had slavery? Is that the difference? Is it like forcing iteration and innovation is the difference?
Yeah, there's this thing called the Colosseum even where they would have them fight. They didn't want to
We would
fight.
do that now if we could. We
Yes,
just
we
had UFC at
absolutely
the
would.
fucking White House.
Yep.
I mean, we're watching it right now.
Yeah.
Except for they get
But
a little
there's
pittance of
something,
money.
our species has had more innovation in this last 250 years than any other civilization across the globe. It's not like anybody else, you know, came up with this. What was the difference
Well,
in America that allowed such iteration?
it's a lot of science and shit too, where a lot of innovation and inventions were looked at as like witchcraft or some shit like that. So, a
So
stop
you
was
just had
put
to
to that.
unban
There was a
science.
guy named Jesus they killed. I don't know if you remember that.
He's a
They
buddy of
did a
mine. We
lot.
work
They
for the
made a
same
lot
guy.
of bad decisions. They thought they were doing good.
You wouldn't believe his parking space.
When you
Way
believe in the
further
sun,
north.
you're like, fuck, man, it's up there 12 hours a day just staring at me. What am I supposed to do? And then the moon comes out. He's watching me too.
I wonder if it is that freedom of thought, and it's like so as we're uh, heading into this digital age, we may be, because they're so afraid they want to control and manipulate, but that control and manipulation could stifle innovation. So
I
it's like
mean,
we
what do you
could
know
be
about
heading toward our
electricity,
own.
Ian? Surely you know about the sabotage and back and forth war with AC and DC. If not, you should look
I
into
know
that.
Nicole Tesla died broke and penniless, like the creators of Superman, and then
Electricity
Donald
for
Trump's
everybody was
uncle.
being held up by two companies of battling with each other over whose electricity was better. Look into it, bro. Google it.
And
Um,
plus, they
well,
like they had a bunch of stuff back then that were precursors to the things we have today.
Yeah,
Like they
yep.
had the
Vending
aqueducts and
machines,
shit like that. An abacus is a precursor to a computer. It computes.
water dispensers,
Yeah,
global positioning.
they were. I mean,
I know what you're
us
saying,
looking
but
at
it's
them, they
like
weren't that advanced, but they're more advanced than they get credit for.
for their time,
Then
but it's like they didn't have fucking bicycles. They could have made a train, they could have made a car, they could have made fucking bullets. It's there was something about this last 250 years that like there was an attitude or a theme or a mindset that was progenitor to massive innovation that wasn't possible before.
But
Because they had the
the
same
end of
resources, they had the same
slavery,
brains.
up until the end of slavery, you didn't want the people to have luxuries or ways of transportation or things like that. You wanted them to be right outside the castle walls doing what you're telling them to do. It's that
That is
in
a thing,
between of
and if I
slavery.
can
There's
give a
slavery, then some people who think they're not slaves because they get paid a little and they don't get harassed as much. And then
it
there's
was
the royal family.
for the majority of human history, previous to Israel, you weren't born free. You were born subservient to,
Mm-hmm.
Pharaoh king. You were born a slave. But it's not like we're free, right? Is it the illusion of freedom that,
Yeah, absolutely.
right?
well, and with the invention of like machines to do things for you helped a lot. Like they could have made bullets back then, but they'll go to war and they're like, well, how many bullets we have? We have 58 because that's all I can make
Yeah.
by hand.
And half of them might not work.
Yeah.
Might blow up in your face. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I made 20 of them out of cheese. I just had to fill the quota. Ian wants to know about all this stuff, but I don't think he actually looks into any of it.
Well, maybe the mystery boys will
It's
do a
just,
show on.
he knows about Manscaped commercials and 1-800-Flowers, chocolates and strawberry roses. Remember the
So
Steven
imagine it's
Singer
not a
Gold
lack
Roses?
of
I had one of them.
technology or
Uh-oh.
resources. All of us, every civilization is enacting a story. There's something about the story we're enacting that gives rise to consistent iteration and innovation that other people across the entire planet, across all of history, like, it when they're like we were hunter and gatherers for like 500,000 years, like why? Why did it take so long to figure out planting seeds? Because it's not a hard thing, it seems so intuitive. And if you're in touch with the environment and the animals and you're such a sacred fucking savage, obviously you understand, how plants are grown.
Well, because they didn't know English back then. Who could understand any other stupid language? They had to invent English first so they could all understand each other. It was just grunts and clicks before then.
Yeah, Ooga Booga.
So English.
What?
So it all comes down to language. All right, I'll be back in like
You've been
10 minutes,
saying
five,
you'll
ten
be
minutes.
back for like an hour. I thought you
Yeah,
were
go
back.
away.
Fuck
Yeah.
out of here.
You've been back like 3 times.
What's his address? I'm gonna call a cop. Say there's some guy parked on the road, yelling about
Listen,
Israel.
the answer to
He's still here.
1984
Get
is
out of here, you fucking.
1776, which is 250 years ago today. All right, I'm investigating the answer. You know, if you don't know the beginning, you can't know what's going to be at the end. Did you learn nothing from Alex, or do you just watch the fucking who's that gay dude that's in charge of InfoWars now? Do you just watch him and Eric's Stupid Onions, whatever the fuck his gay name is?
I haven't watched that in
I've
forever.
always hated their show, the Totally Awesome Show or whatever. But I love what he's doing now. It's hilarious. I love watching people lose their stupid mind over Alex fucking Jones. What was I gonna look up? Oh, that last commercial.
I mean, say what you want about Alex Jones. It's like he was talking about the Lolita Express 20 years ago. So at some point, shouldn't we be like, I know that you've lost this case, but because you were right about so many tremendous things that are so important, rather than, ruin you, what we're actually going to do is exalt you and make you into our leader. Shouldn't that be the move for poor Bill Hicks before he dies?
No, because he's a fucking idiot. Here's my thing to people that are always talking about conspiracies and shit. Everything is a conspiracy when you don't know how anything works. Alex Jones is a moron. He couldn't lead anything.
I'll tell you, it's not a conspiracy, brother. You can get Alpha Brain now for 10% off. What does he sell? I don't even know what he
Eat some
sells.
bone broth or whatever
Alpha
the
male.
fuck. Yeah, it was bone broth and alpha brain males and shit like that.
He
Whatever Rogan
he
sells
is an
now.
unabashed he's an unabashed
He's a fucking
huckster, and
retard, man.
Joe Rogan 100% got his alpha brain pills from following the Alex Jones model because he didn't have any integrity. He was just like, I want to cash in, get as much money as I can. Like, this is just what you do. I don't think he understood how important he would become. But to be dismissive of Alex Jones and say everything's conspiracy when you don't know how anything works, he's the only one that was talking about how it actually is working. Like they actually are, trafficking human beings and practicing magic and
That's easy to
sacrificing
guess.
kids.
Magic's not real, so they're not practicing magic. Um, it's an easy guess because to say
Yeah.
like they're trafficking kids and shit because they've been doing that since the beginning
Yeah.
of fucking people. Like that's
They're
the
enslaving
upper people
Africans.
have been kidnapping and enslaving people since the beginning of fucking time. So it's like, oh, that's a
Yeah, I
wild
was
guess. But
saying
there
that
aren't
shit
any
too.
interdimensional vampires.
Yeah, not that. That's not true. But I was saying that other shit too way back then, but no one was listening. Probably because I didn't have a show.
As soon as I get done peeing, I'm going to tell you all about the vampires. But you just keep going for
Peeing
5,
for
10 more
40 minutes. Are you peeing on the side of the
Oh,
road? I
shit.
hope you get a ticket.
He's peeing in his gas tank. Oh, but what I wanted to look up it was I saw a commercial for Anduril or something like that, and it looked like a military commercial. They were just did a commercial on here for some kind of automated defense system
Yeah.
from a company called Anduril. I guess they make drones or something. Oh, the women are coming up.
Yep. Oh, the steak and tire match. Fucking
do we have any
broccoli.
predictions on the commercials for the female bite? For female bite, is it rather than a rubber tire and a steak? Is it going to be
I think they'll show
tampons,
that
Well,
Midol?
one,
it's probably
yeah.
not gonna be. No, it's probably not gonna be tampons because I doubt any of them have their.
Well, are you having night sweats? Have you reached perimenopause? There's a lot of perimenopause
It's gonna be
commercials
like
out there.
armpit
In
shaving
my
products.
algorithm, anyway.
Mustache trimmers.
Yeah.
Whatever products Helen takes.
Yeah. AIDS medicines.
That's who they target. Now, there's something real special and unique about this fight, Ian. Instead of penises, they have vaginas when they touch each other up a lot. Just keep that in mind. You're not going to be able to use that to hold your opponent's butt cheeks in place. It's just nothing
Imagine
there.
how
Yeah.
sweaty they are. What was his name? George Carlin was like, you know, the best part of fucking a girl in the morning? It's like peeling a grilled cheese sandwich apart. Imagine pulling those UFC sweaty cunt lips apart at the end of a match.
I remember there was a girl in high school that was really hot. She said that before, and I never looked at her the same. She said,
So
why don't guys go down on women in the morning because just spread apart a grilled cheese sandwich. And I never looked at her like she had a fucking pussy ever again. I was like, you are disgusting.
magic. You need to think seriously about magic aggro because whether it is true or not, and we can disagree, we could say it's not true. Whether it is true or not, they're doing it. They're doing the rituals of it. Like Peter Thiel is heavily invested in it. Fucking
And I used to
all of
play
these little
guns when I was a kid, and I've never been in a.
you didn't run the country. Maybe that's just a testimony to like how fucking stupid they are, but we have to take serious the fact that they take it serious and to understand what they're doing and like what game they're enacting.
Well, when they summon earth elementals, I'll take it seriously. Until then, magic doesn't exist. Show me some magic. Somebody show me some fucking magic.
All right, let's get Tila Tequila's vagina on the. Let's pull it up on the ones and twos because she is possessed by a sex demon. Um, who's that girl? Hannah Montana, is that her name? Who's the girl? Miley Cyrus. I can't tell them apart. Who's the one that's in Wicked? She's bone thin. She
I've
has
I have never
AIDS
seen it, so
body.
I don't know. Oh, fucking that chick Helen was talking about like last week.
Yeah, Helen knows. Helen's part of culture.
Grande, something Grande. Ariana
Ariana
Grande.
Grande
She weighs
admits
42
that
pounds
she's
right
a
now.
witch. And her music videos and Beyonce's music videos are full of all kinds of occult shit
But
that is meant to program you and affect you. And that's their magic, is programming and affecting you. Even in beyond
yeah,
the supernatural level.
but there like you can go to Facebook and there's a million women with like I practice witchcraft and they got that in their profiles and shit. They're just cunts. They're just dumb cunts. She's not a witch. She's just a mentally ill person that forgets to eat like every day.
She is mentally ill. And most people, even if they're like into like magic or witchcraft, they don't, or religion, they don't take it actually seriously. They don't take scholarship seriously. They don't take, they're doing stuff that they saw on a TikTok. So the majority of people are just like, they want to add it to their personal profile. Like they want to, it makes them a little bit more unique. Uh, so that when they're trying to attract a mate, when they're putting up their tail feathers, they're like, I know magic. So maybe I got a
We had
magic
a
blowjob.
we had a chicken here like a year or two ago called the 13th Hour that
Burn
swore
her.
she was a witch.
Burn her like a witch.
She turned on her camera and she was somehow dying of something. How are you a witch and dying? She wasn't tied to a stake and on fire. She was just dying of something. She had oxygen tanks hooked up and shit. Where's her
It's
magic?
because all of this is interacting with things that are feeding on us. I know you don't believe in this, but this is actually a good thought I had this week
I
in
don't.
terms of a cult. Raise your hand if you have any questions. The Mystery Boys will take this very seriously. There is a dimension of entities that feeds upon us, and they seem to feed upon our various emotional states. And I was thinking of us as just a food source, and that things like
That's fucking
the
Stephen King, man. That's Pennywise. You're talking about
right,
Pennywise.
Pennywise may torture and kill and cause depression and all of this mental illness because sadness and mental illness is the easiest and most reliable crop. If it was easier to do love, they would do love, but we're such a fucking fickle piece of shit. The only crop they can consistently grow out of us is like self-loathing and you know, the things that make people weird. Isolation. Oh, so I have my fight on a Hipstar show, which everybody should go watch. It's very funny. And the guy was saying racist stuff, and I said, keep isolating. And we're talking about how I love my Hispanic brothers, and I really do think that maybe I'm naive, liberal guy that's an armchair philosopher, but it's like all of your hatred is just isolation. They're all just people. We all are just people that just want love and security and safety and basic human needs. And certain groups get turned out and fucked with a lot harder than other groups, and that's rough. But the answer is not hating them. The answer is stop isolating, uh, commune. But then some people would say, isn't that what Europe's doing? And isn't that why Europe's on fire right now? I don't know. Maybe the problem with mass immigration is you're bringing people that they've never had a high school education, a grade school education. They don't know manners and polite society. They don't know anything about the life and the world that you've been enacting. They've been hunting for food and fighting to the death and being drug lords, and then you bring them into your polite world. They don't know how to fucking be there, and they're gonna follow their programming. That's People are programmable. They're following their programming, and it's counterproductive to you to bring them in without deprogramming them and then reprogramming. There has to be a full multi probably decade long integration. It takes a generation to get integrated. You're gonna have to put a lot of work. You can't just open up the doors and expect all your women to not be raped and your villages not to be pillaged and plundered, because that's not how they were raised. Who raised you? Who raised them? Warlords. All right. This is a spicy episode.
Is that the is that the part? No, I'm gonna make you mad because I don't fucking believe in any of this dumb shit. You should have tagged Cosmic. He'll go along with it.
No, well, attack me because I was a liberal atheist guy and then I met God. So I don't want to believe him, but he's real and it's there. So, you know, I'm happy you haven't had any experiences with it. Maybe I'm schizophrenic and crazy, but to me it's real as day and night.
Possible. I just you met. How'd you meet God?
I left my body and I went into space, and then there was somebody there with me, and they asked where I wanted to go, and I said I want to go to the end of creation, because I'm thinking like, they always say like there's a finite amount of space, like eventually like all the matter in the universe like expands until it ceases to exist, like that's the final death of the universe from science point of view. So I'm like, I want to see what's outside of what exists. And at the end of it, I met God. He was there. He was nice.
Well, I'm glad you met God. When are all the kids that starve to death every fucking day gonna meet God? Is that them meeting
when
God? When are
when
they
they
gonna get to
die,
eat? Man,
they don't get. It's just when
sounds
you
like
die.
a
You
sounds like a retard of a God.
Reality is like a video game. Like you get in here, you play the best you can. But it doesn't matter what happens when you're in here. Once you leave the game, you're back in your body, and your body is an eternal being made of light. So it's a cruel world. Like, we live in the best of times where we have buildings and running water and air conditioning. Uh, Imagine the first people spawning into this Minecraft world. You had to hunt and be hunted. It was not, and that was, us as hominids. There was many life forms before hominids, and people just keep coming back to this game. They're building the world. They're seeing what they can do with it. The server is getting pretty goddamn complicated. I feel like
Which which God did you meet? Because there's a bunch of them apparently.
so the thing is, the one true God is outside of all dimensions. He's reaching into dimensions, which separates him and makes him appear separate, which is souls. We're all God. We're all part of God, but it seems separate in time and space. But this all the different gods that you meet, this fifth dimension, these demon beings, they're formless and they project through minds into the physical world or into our mind to interact with us. And so they take on many forms. So all the different gods that we've met, all the different Oni, there was just this fifth dimension beings coming into our world and manipulating us so they can harvest us as a crop for food. Most of them are evil, some of them are nice, but Shiva, Jesus, whatever you're running into, it's just these beings. None of them are God.
Do you see how easy it is to say this? Like when you don't have to have any kind of evidence to back shit up. Here's
I
here's
wish I
what
could
we
prove it.
do
I wish
know
I could.
with actual evidence is that we're carbon-based entities made out of the same materials that you can find all throughout space. We're made of the same shit that stars are made of.
You're made out of the
You can
stars.
find, yeah. So
You're
we
living in
do
a
know
rental
that, but we don't. We can't. How come none of these gods have made themselves known?
because it's just these fifth dimensional beings and they're not particularly powerful. That's what
If you're a
magic is. They're
fifth dimensional being, you're probably pretty powerful because we don't even know that a fifth
compared
dimension
to us, they
exists.
seem powerful, but they're not like appear on Earth and rule over us for all. I imagine that's probably what they would aim for, but they don't seem to be strong. I like to like ghosts. Like ghosts scare the shit out of me, but realistically, a ghost is about as powerful as a cat. Like they knock
How
stuff
come we've never
over.
seen? How come we
They
don't have
close
evidence of
doors.
ghosts?
Yeah.
That's a weird. We should have, and
Yeah, we
maybe we
should.
do. If you watch Slapped Ham, there's plenty of videos that'll make your skin crawl and make you stay up at night.
No. Maybe you.
I've met a demon. I could
No, you
tell you
didn't.
that this shit is real.
You were on
I
drugs.
did.
Where were you? What were you on? What were you taking when you met him? Is that the
Well,
gateway? Is acid the gateway?
One time a
gateway
demon
is the
handed me a
process to get you
beer out of the
there.
fridge and I was on acid.
Your RNA is shaped like a crystal. And you have a vibratory energy that helps shape this reality and form who you are. But that's like here in the video game. But what you really are is a soul, an eternal being made out of light. And that thing has no ego, and nothing that happens in this world can affect that thing at all. Anyway, um, you can how these things, how this fifth dimension gets in here is they tune into us and that they tune us up through music, ritual, symbols. Our whole culture is satanic as shit. I was watching Invincible. I've been binge watching. I love this show. And the episode I watched before I came out here, Invincible goes to hell and he meets Satan and he finds out Satan's a sweet, great guy. There's pentagrams.
But Ian,
It,
why would they
I
have to
wish
go through that? That doesn't
because
make
they need
any
us to
sense.
form them to get in
Why?
here because they're not able to interact with our dimension because they're made of the material realm. Um, Whereas we're eternal beings. We're part of God. They're not like us. They can't create. They need to tap into us and manipulate us to manifest. Anyway, so you want to hear about when I met a demon?
Sure. His name's Helen.
I do. Yeah.
So I've been playing around with magic because my friends were. I used to
That's how
hold
it
court
starts.
and comics would buy me beer. I was very poor, so I would hold court so I'd get free beer and I would bust balls and make fun of everybody. It turns out one night I was hanging out with a couple of magicians and they got me started. So I'm doing a little bit of magic, a little here and there. And I'm in a horrible depressed state. I'm in a heightened emotional state at this time. And at night I start waking up to doors slamming. Closet door slamming, bedroom door slamming, like
Yeah,
doors
those were
slamming, just
thieves,
waking up
Ian. You're in
suddenly.
Chicago. They're
So
your
one night I wake
neighbors.
up and there's a man standing over me.
Yeah.
He's a fat white man dressed like a farmer. He's got overalls and a flannel shirt, except his
I
eyes
like
are
where this is
fucking
going.
black. So I jump out of my bed and turn on the light to the room, and he's still there, but he's like a blue incandescent, and he evaporates
Yeah.
into a cloud of
And he
like
rapes
ink
me, but
squirt.
I'm not gay because it wasn't real. I know where this is going, Ian.
I might have fucked a succubus. There was a time when I was wiggling my spine back and forth like a snake and my root chakra open and I came so long I thought I was peeing on myself. It was the longest, it was like a 13-minute long orgasm. Um,
Jesus.
I don't know if that's how good succubus pussy is, or if I just open up my root chakra. But I'm just telling you guys. You don't listen. Don't play with it, but be aware. It is real and it's all around you. And if you ever think you're meeting a relative, you're not. It's these fifth dimensional beings pretending to be your relatives. Um, it's
It's
not Satan.
neither. I've
It's not a
never
fallen.
met
There's no
anybody.
war between God and angels, but there is a dimension. The
So
mystery
you're
boys
saying
are
I
gonna
shouldn't
be
go to
super
Thanksgiving
interested.
anymore?
I mean, just don't come on anything. Like, do you guys have a whole ritual?
I've never, I never came on any of my relatives.
Dead or
No,
alive.
Are we
I'm
still
talking
talking about
about
relatives?
do you come on symbols? Do you draw a little circle
No.
with
No.
letters
I mean, well,
from your own alphabet that
I,
you made
I've
up?
I've shot on a couple of tattoos. Yeah.
That
So
might
yeah, I
open a portal.
guess
Literally. So
it
these
sure did open
retards,
a
like
portal.
Wicca chicks that just go get like I'm a witch now. They get tattoos of like sigils and stuff on them, and if you fucking come on them, you are literally opening a door and inviting these fucking demonic things into your fucking life.
Why
When
though,
I was hanging
Ian?
out with
Who would
these
create that rule?
magician comics,
Who would create that?
there's
Well, if
no
they're gonna let
rule.
me
It's
come on a butterfly with eyes on the back, on the small of their back, the door is always open anyways.
Who's making these
butterflies are
rules?
super important to MK Monarch and MK Ultra and to Gateway. Were any of you guys
And
Gateway as a kid? Did you guys
No.
get Gatewayed?
No. Like computer?
You gotta start watching the Mystery Boys, and nothing that I say is gonna make a lick of sense.
I tried. I
And
learned about
I'm
Manscape
a
and
million times more coherent than Kurt.
Ian, if you send them this episode next week, I guarantee they're gonna be mad enough to come on the show.
You know what, Kurt? I dare you. And Duncan, quit being a pussy.
they can do the
Yeah,
Big shout out
Manscape
Duncan,
all
you're
one.
an
these
idiot.
other
You believe
goddamn
stupid
random
shit.
channels. I'm actually funny.
Kurt, you're
And I'm telling the
Kurt, you're
truth.
not a witch or whatever you think you are. Come prove
Well,
it to
he just
me,
wants to make fun of it,
Mystery
but
Boys.
he takes it seriously. Um, you know, he understands.
All right, Kurt. Well, maybe we can be friends, Kurt. But Duncan, you can go fuck your
Duncan's
mother.
Duncan's the cooler one to hang out with. Like you wouldn't think it, but if you're just hanging out with him, like
Thanks,
he's gonna like
Ian.
be he's gonna be cool and fun to hang out with. Where Kurt is just gonna be like, you don't fucking understand. There's a palace of pain on Saturn, and he poked a lizard person in the
Try to be
eye,
more
and then
like
he got
me,
punished on the
Kurt.
moon. Yeah, that's a real note that they get from Christina P. and Tom. So fucking Duncan Trussell did a one-on-one interview with Christina P. this week. Did anybody watch that?
Nope.
No, but is that part of the cult where like all the comics are losing their wives now? Because isn't what's his face your buddy that you really like? Didn't he get divorced too? If I saw Helen
Dan
post.
Soder?
No, no, the dude. Fuck, I can't think of his name.
I'm
Fucking,
gonna be honest
you
with
were really
you.
mad at him after the
I
roast.
I don't like
Shane
anyone. I
McGillicuddy.
mean, I like Kurt, and I kind of like Duncan.
Yeah, yeah, Shane. Yeah.
He got his bitch took. He's posting pictures of like pussy he got in high school, and I was trying to measure his face. Like, has he always been as syndrome as he is, or like what was the young bull like? Uh, such embarrassing fucking pictures to post. Ugh. There's another famous comic that is like getting divorced right now, but the most high profile is Your Mom's House, and apparently Christina P is the one that filed for divorce. Yeah, there's rumors in my head that Tom had a wandering ding-a-ling, and that he wasn't a family man at all, didn't give like a lick of a shit about his like fucking kids, didn't try to like he was obsessed with himself and his career, and now he's gonna go right off in the sunset and get porn star pussy and be cool, and he will outlive Christina because she's not. I'm not gonna say she's not funny, but I've never seen her comedy. But she's irrelevant. Nobody gives a shit about Christina P's comedy. Tom will continue to have a career, and even if he does nothing now, he will be able to continue to shape the narrative, unless he falls for the trap of getting spun out and being troll bait. In which case, this will be his ultimate downfall and the end of his career, and he'll end up fucking suiciding.
Okay, so Shane Gillis broke up with his girlfriend. He's never been married, so it can't be.
Chelsea Handler said she fucking was talking to his girlfriend. It's it's got to be weird dating Shane, right? So it's like he's not attractive. He is now doing the same Tom thing where he's Ozempicing his way into a mildly fit body. He's looking the best he's ever looked in his life, and his confidence is through the roof. Um, and those are the worst people because you never got any pussy, so you don't respect pussy at all. And now you're just like vengeful toward the pussy now that you look like what you thought you had to look like. You never had to look like that. But now that you think like you do, you think you have dominion and the right to be abusive toward women and not treat them like people. Be a fucking piece of shit. He's gonna be the worst kind of guy once he starts getting pussy.
Well, yeah, he should have never been fucking that woman.
Listen, you guys, what or around about what age were you when you started getting some pussy?
Oh, fucking before I could drive. I got. No, I'm not gonna tell my story. I got
I used to
seduced
get
by an
my
older
dick
woman.
sucked in the
Just put it
nursery.
that.
Oh, you was one of those attractive babies. You was one of those big dick babies. When you was getting your diaper changed and they was looking at you funny ass babies. So it's like, everybody goes through their awkward teen years and when you're not getting pussy, it can be easy to be like either resentful of women or think that like you don't deserve pussy because of X, Y, and Z and you write a prescription for yourself of why you should feel bad for yourself. Most people realize getting pussy is just about being human, just being people, treating women like people, just hanging out and having a good time, and they'll give it to you. They give it away. They're just looking for a good time. They just want to hang out. They just want someone to treat them like fucking people.
Right. I've been
But
trying to explain this to Helen for weeks now.
the guys that don't get pussy, they put pussy on a pedestal, and then it becomes this fetishized thing that is, it adds value to them, and it's this very narcissistic thing where it becomes about like a value system, um, in the ego and the self esteem of the male. And so when those guys, a miracle thing like Ozempic comes along and suddenly they can be thin, now they think that they are this thing that they always needed to be. And so now they just are like, I can just use and abuse whoever the fuck I want because they're not people. They're just objects that rejected me before, and I should now spitefully, misuse and abuse them. Um, anyway, that's my PSA on like just hang out, just just be cool, you'll be fine. Just meet him as people and you'll be good.
How come neither of these women that are fighting right now are shooting spells at each other?
They should be. There's all kinds of shit you have to do to become a mage, to become like magicians are real, and the Church of Satan is real, and I don't even believe in Satan. I'm all fifth dimensional, but these people, like I say, it's like even if it's not real, they believe it's real and they take it seriously. Just like, they take the woke agenda seriously, or they take the right agenda seriously, or they take the Nazi agenda seriously. Like you have to engage with them as they take this ideology seriously, and you should, I guess, understand their ideology enough to debunk it and do battle with it in the realm of ideas. Um, I lost my train of thought. What'd you say, Aircraft?
Neither of these women are casting spells at each other. They're just
Oh,
punching.
you do have to do that to attain a certain level in magic. And I'm learning about like tuning in these spirits to work with them. And so it's like magic explains it so cutely that it's like the Matrix, man. You're just like manifesting your will, and they don't. They're like, yeah, you're interacting with these entities. You'll figure it out when you get there. But they're not like explaining it in good like anthropological, historical, OSHA guidelines. Like, you may encounter spirits that say A, B, and C. Do not be fooled by that because all demons lie. They're all demons and all demons lie. Free Run told us that. Take it seriously. Um, yeah. So I'm a big supporter of the Hindu stuff, but I read every holy text as a person who's met God and that understands the nature of the soul. And so I read everything almost with a different perspective than the general audience reads it, because I'm not reading the narrative. I'm reading how much truth are they saying about how close you can become to God and the soul. And in the Hindu text, there's a lot of people that have powers, but the powers they have are the same powers that the magicians have, and it's the same. They're interacting with the same entities, but they're not saying that they're interacting with entities. And I fully support and love the Hindu text the way that I read it, but what I'm learning is that like a lot of the meditations and kundalini is actually tuning yourself into potentially entities which will give them powers and knowledge, but will also demonically attack and possess them. And it's like nothing's pure. That's what you learn going through all this stuff. It's just nothing's, Christianity is full of pagan holidays, Hinduism's full of tuning. It's just nobody has sat down and said this is what's going on and actually been telling the truth and knows what's going on. So and that's alarming and it sucks and it's happening. But a lot of people have a lot of good ideas. I'm a big supporter of Christianity and Buddhism and Zoroastrianism. And I think that the Jewish religion is all black magic and the Kabbalah tree is all black magic. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. And that's the
Is that
paradigm
why
that all the
the
rest of this shit is built on.
is that why the J women all have big old titties?
You ever read about Solomon? I was married to a J, and her mom was a witch, and I could tell you, I could tell you
How
some
come they didn't
stuff.
use any? How come they didn't use any of their powers to break out of concentration camps?
How come they're not winning the war right now? But anytime you see them humping the wall, like you see the footage where they have like electrical tape
The
wrapped around
Wailing Wall.
their arm, yeah, and they have a little black box of Saturn on their head, and they're humping the wall. They're fucking this spirit. They're doing a ritual, a black magic ritual, to fuck the spirit into submission. And you know what? It's complicated, and people should go check out. There's a Kurt Metzger clip channel. It's awful because it starts with music that's too loud, but you skip past the music. You get to a Kurt rant. And then a Kurt rant, you just gotta stop it
Is
every 2
Fuck
seconds
this spirit,
and
make
chat
it
GPT what
humble.
he's talking about. Yeah,
is there
that's what they're
is there a
trying to do.
spell that is there a spell that either of these two witches are fighting right now that can cast to grow some sort of ass? Neither of them have an ass. That'd be the first spell I cast if I was a woman. Grow an
They talk
ass.
about shape shifting and they talk about allures. A surprising, this is the last thing I'm gonna say. I'm getting out of here for the night and then we're gonna banana peel. But what I've learned reading a lot of the magic books, a lot of the stuff they say is exactly what the pickup artists say. Like sex magic, pickup artists are just sex magic. And all of that is just manipulation of women's thoughts and emotions so that you can treat them as sexual objects rather than people. All of it is isolation, spiritual isolation, and degradation. It's causing misery, and causing misery is a sin. So don't do that. Don't peacock. Don't follow Andrew Tate. Um, don't follow Dante. This is all sex magic. They're all doing magic. It's all black magic. God damn it. That's my story. And
Um,
what's his name? Rolo Tomasi. Black magic.
yeah,
Yeah, I guarantee he has a jerk off circle where he lights candles and draws pentagrams and jerks off on his
I feel like
symbols.
he would be doing that anyways. He would just be doing that anyways.
He's such a fucking nerd.
I Talib Kweli has been popping up on my Facebook for some reason lately, and I forgot I was gonna bring up something. So he said,
He
I'm sure this is gonna surprise you. He said something stupid, but I can't remember what it is anymore.
There have been some updates to the Talib Kweli exposed subreddit, which I encourage all 6 of our listeners to go check out because Fappy had full beef with Talib Kweli and called him no pussy getting ass midget. And Dave Chappelle did a whole podcast where he confronted him about fighting with the cartoon squirrel. So if you think it doesn't matter, if you think it doesn't have value, this happened. This cartoon squirrel made Dave Chappelle do a podcast. Who Dave Chappelle just he ran a show too long, so they turned off the mic, and he's like, "I'm Martin
Yeah,
Luther
the Fuji
King."
reunion.
Shut the fuck up, Dave.
Yeah.
I'm fucking fully. You probably showed up late and you're fucking high though. Shut the fuck up, Dave. Fucking hates poor
Yeah, they
ass
went over
Dave.
curfew and like they couldn't play "Killing Me Softly," so Dave fucking lost his shit or something like that. I read about that too.
I would probably lose my shit too. You know, killing him softly, that's the big hit. But
Oh, I love
Fuji
the
this,
Fuji.
Fuji that. Um, what the fuck was I talking about before I got off on all of this?
Talib Kweli.
Talib Kweli recently got into a fight with a Christian rapper. His name starts with a D. I can't remember it. I'll make the closing song
D's
his
nuts.
song. When you hear the banana peel, it'll be him. But he did the exact same things to this Christian rapper that he did to me, and that he's done to a million other people, where he went into his Instagram friend list and then attacked anybody associated with him. One of the guys, he didn't like something he said, and it was a black guy that taught a soccer class, and he went and contacted all of the kids in the soccer class that followed him on Twitter and all of their parents, and was like, "Can you believe that this house Negro is betraying the entire black community?" And what a fucking, like, he's a spastic, retarded, troll bait piece of shit. And that's why you're seeing him, because he was kicked off of Reddit, or he was kicked off of Instagram, partially because of his beef with me. But he's just a spaz. He's troll bait. He's easy peasy. I encourage Kino Casino and anybody else that wants to have some fun to go play with Talib Kweli. Doesn't take much. Guys, closing
Oh,
thoughts.
it was something. It was something about. He went on, like a bunch of people have said this, but he was going on a tangent about black people can't be racist, and he was just getting lit the fuck up in his own comment section.
Yeah, my confrontation with him was like, the Queen Elizabeth, the Queen of England, died, and like a week before, there was a black person that resisted arrest and died, and Talib Kweli posted, "How come there's wall-to-wall coverage of the Queen of England dying, but nobody's talking about this guy who died resisting arrest?" And I responded, "Maybe it's because the Queen of England wasn't resisting arrest when she got shot," and that led into a 3-month-long battle, which is
Yeah, I
part of the
remember
plot
that.
of Late Night, season 3. I don't know. Ross, closing
It
thoughts?
was it was before we were pirates.
The craziest thing about Late
Which,
Night is that
Who,
as you
me?
watch it, the more you watch it, the more you realize it's real. Everything in there is real. It's all real. It's absurd, but it's real. And reckon with that. All right, banana peel.
Real
Ross, closing
ass.
thoughts on banana
Not
peel?
just real ass. Banana peels.
Go watch the clip on me on Hip Stars. Deuces.
See, this is a story about a falling star. A star that will fall because his ego got too big and heavy to hold him up that high, so he would plummet. It's a story about self-sabotage. Remember when your favorite rappers had mystique? It would be an interview you'd have to catch to hear them speak and share their perspective. Either that or rap into a beat. And they had PR so they would sound so passionate and deep. But during these times, rappers could be masters of deceit. Some were jerks, but the PR helped them mask what's underneath. But then came social media, the captions and the tweets. We had access and could see who was acting in the street. Some rappers we once thought were immaculate with speech were proven to be stupid. We saw their antics on repeat. One rapper comes to mind, a prime example is this geek. He has talent but lacks the character to keep him secure in his spot, cause he acts insane with a tendency to engage in these petty beefs. He has tainted his legacy, wasting his energy riffing, making these enemies. His trolling overshadows his work, it's faded in memories. I was a fan, I would listen to every track of his. He would sound so eloquent, intelligent, and passionate, an activist. And I was mad convinced he lived the raps he spit. But now all I'm asking is, was that all a cap and fib? Cause I don't know another activist that's actionless. If I judge by his actions, it's obvious he's at his crib, straight out of bed, wearing that ugly fitted cap of his. Plenty time on his hands to flip out and start attacking kids. 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. daily, yeah, that's his shift. Don't disagree with him, cause even if you're black, you'll get called a racist, Nazi, white supremacist, down with MAGA. This man's the most irrational human I've interacted with. It's obvious the Kweli's deranged. I see his game, he'll reach him and play on his fans' emotions, calling people names, using buzzwords so the sheep are swayed and believe his claims. This reasoning only works inside of a peanut brain. His fans need to receive the blame for how he behaves. People's praise create the echo chamber where he's contained. They enable him, that's why he can't get his ego tamed. But today will be the day his evil deeds will be displayed. Quali, you said I was whack and I lacked the talent. Well, get up off that app and let's rap, because that's a challenge. For too long you have been getting under people's skin, but you finally met your match. Let the humbling begin.
Quali, you single-handedly kept baseball caps in business.
Quali called me a fake Christian, along with these false accusations of racism. It's too bad for him I'm outside with the people, plus I'm verified. That accusation just ain't sticking. That's a fact. Quali called me a fake Christian. I may make mistakes, but listen, we way different. How dare he talk down on me like he is the saint when he has a long list of alleged SA victims. I ain't wanna believe Jaguar right, but now I'm really wondering if Jaguar's right. She said Qual's a freak, he the dressing room closet creep. Ladies, if you see him backstage, you better call police. I heard he did his artist Reese wrong when she wouldn't offer cheeks. He made sure none of her songs released. On a pod, I heard his baby mama speak about the abuse she co-signed with Jaguars preach. I saw them pics with Diddy on your feed, Quad. I guess they letting backpackers in the freak off. You had that baby oil gloss defining a brand new meaning. A black star keeps shining. I couldn't believe my eyes. I said, what a pity. The conscious rappers having fun with Diddy. See, usually backpackers carry their book of rhymes in their bag, but Quad might carry handcuffs and a couple Mickeys. Whoa, he's hip-hop's quagmire. Who would have ever thought this gaslighter would light the flame that would illuminate the darkness that hit his dirt? His antics backfired, his fans are mad tired. Cause they can see past his tactics when accountability comes to spaz and act as if correcting Quali is an attack on blackness. He'll use the race card to mask his crack with. Superiority complex, he thinks he is God. He's just a blind shepherd, that's why his sheep are lost. He'll call you racist and think that he speaks for all, but anybody with sense know you be reaching Quad. And you call me a fake Christian? You cry wolf so much the people ain't listening. And now that your dirt is being exposed, we know why your old colleagues have been keeping a safe distance. Is that why high tech doesn't produce for you? It seems like most death been shut juices up, and from the crew you cut. Gag Quad, the last black star that fell this hard was Lucifer. Your show's full, but not because of your mic skills. It's full of white fans, you were forced into white guilt. Yet you're on stage screaming power to the people while the brown-skinned lady outside chanting me too. Hypocrite.
If you had to put a number, how many victims are out there of Talib?
It's a lot, and that's why I'm doing this. I'm doing this not for me, not only for me, but it's for a lot of people who's been hurt.
Let's get serious for a second. Quali, this what I'ma do. I'ma hold up this mirror, and I'ma need you to take a look at yourself, because you're becoming your own worst enemy. You heard? What's going on inside your mind? I have a couple questions, Mr. Quali. Now if you're going eye for eye, then how do you expect to help the blind see what I'm trying to say? Don't become dead enemy. You claim what I'm trying to say. Don't become the problem that you claim what I'm trying to say. Listen, Quali. I admire the type of artist that would take a stand against racism. I applaud it, but your fight is one-sided. I find it kinda odd that you behave the same as the rivals you try to target. If you're fighting fire, but use fire to fight your war with, everything will burn, cause that fire gets quite enormous. Everyone is blind when it's eye for an eye, I promise. If you model the opposite, you might resolve it. You can eliminate the sin you hate with what you demonstrate, but instead you emanate and imitate divisive traits. When I stood up to you, you said I was too comfortable. Stop telling black people what to do. The conversation had nothing to do with race. That's an angle you use to shake accountability, cause no one wants to be accused of hate. You virtual signal for some fans is what you use as bait, so you can paint this narrative, but our dispute was human based. And with that said, let me ask an honest question. Do you believe that you and I were made in God's reflection as equals, or do you think the shade of my complexion makes me unable to check you in that you're beyond correction? Despite your answer, that's the energy you keep. Your spiel is sounding like a form of supremacy to me. Make sure your intent and what you convey are close, cause you starting to project what you claim that you hate the most. Inside your mind, I have a couple questions, Mr. Quali. Now if you're going eye for eye, then how do you expect to help the blind see. What I'm trying to say is, don't become their enemy. You claim what I'm trying to say is, don't become the problem. You claim what I'm trying to say is, bro. Where I'm from, if somebody disrespects you, you check them, man to man, and that's what I'm doing here. But every time you bring race into this, it's like you're reaching for a shortcut. That's a shaky foundation to stand on, bro. I'm calling you out for how you disrespected me man to man, so respond to that, man to man. You don't need to divide us or hide behind something bigger. Own your actions, you heard? Man, let's keep it moving, let's turn up.
Push play Roho.
What you gonna say, Quad? Let me guess, what you'll do is pull the race card. Then you'll call me a Nazi and homophobe. Lie and tell them it's Trump that I voted for, right? What you gonna say, Quad? You gonna take a couple shots at my faith, dog? Tell me I'm a failed rapper trying to take your spot. You a podcaster, don't quit your day job. What you gonna say, Quad? Stop acting like a little B, no base guard. It's straight bars if ever we were to face off. And all my punches connect like J-Rob. You said you want the smoke, then fine. I'ma give you enough smoke to choke and die, potent rhymes, molten lava flows, and Quad your new stuff's burger without the coke and fries. Did you go post to Quad? Cause you gon' get washed like a city at the tsunamis hit the coastal line. All I need is one round, this is golden eye, and I hold a golden gun. No, you won't survive. He probably thought cause I am a Christian, he gon' bully me into a silent submission. Cause turn the other cheek will be applied, but he's tripped. Nope, this is gonna be like when Elijah petition for divine intervention. You'll see fire descending, he'll be fried to a crisp if I decided to diss him. Get up off your phone, put some time and attention into your rhymes. I dare you to respond, get to spitting. Man, don't let me see cry in my mentions. I'm making posts about me to try and convince him that I'm a racist. Just read the comments he getting. Most of black folk don't even buy what he's pitching. And man, that says a lot, cause the side he's attempted to persuade, they feeding into his lies and division. It's only white folk that have been trying to defend him, trolling on my page like his mob and his henchmen. The online bully known for lots of talk met the real bully, a big dog that locks his jaw. And I know you won't respond with bars, cause it will get real messy in the field without the soccer ball. I'm serving punch at the punch like when boxers brawl. When I'm done with you, they'll think they were watching Saw. Mop the floor with you, quality, there'll be lots of gore. It's so dope when they cut it off, they got withdrawals. Let me stop. Hey, Quali, come outside and run me my rap fade. Get off Facebook and rap, bro. Your thumbs is way too busy. Either rap or keep my name out your mouth and don't make no other posts about me, you heard? Run me my rap fade. Hey, you should've did your research, bro. This right here, these is just love taps. They the jabs. I got 2 haymakers in the stash if you ready. So bar it up, let's go, you heard? Hey, this for my man Courtney Kelly, a.k.a. El Rojo, who you disrespected in the comments. He produced this record right here, and the other one, the Jaguars right. This for my man Bizzle, who you disrespected. It's God over money. This for everybody you disrespected in my comments, you heard? Run me my rap fade, Quali, and put some bass in your voice. Don't come at me with the, I was up at the offices, up at Raucous and talking into the horses. Like really rap. Don't come at me like you came at Diabolic, cause none of that's gonna work, you heard? Hey, tap in with a real one, y'all. It's Triple D, a.k.a. Dayton. I represent God over money in the Menace movement. Brick City, the new arc out now. Hey, Quali, man, you really should have tapped in and did your research. Let's go, man. Rap.